My goodness. Guys, welcome to canon events in school. Most of these took place in middle school when I was like in sixth grade. These events scarred me for life and continue to haunt my dreams and my days. Now, without further ado, let's get started on canon events that changed the way I think, to say the least. So let's start off with. Also, we're not going chronological or anything, by the way. Just like which one I remember first. Let's start off with the geography class incident. Now we had this teacher. Let's call her Mary. So Miss Mary, we didn't really like her that much since we had this other geography teacher. Let's call her Miss R. So Miss R, she was really fun, but Miss Mary, she was nice too, but like she was not as fun as Miss R. And I, for some reason, had something against Miss Mary. I didn't like the way she took her class and thought she was too strict. So you know what? Me and my friends, we decided to logically make one of us skip class. So, for a bit of context here, our classroom, you can think of it as a small rectangle, and when I say small, I mean small. A small rectangle where at the, how do I say it? At the back left corner, there's another even smaller room that's like our locker room, not locker room as in changing room or whatnot, just like a room where you have these small box lockers where you can put some of your books in, and so you don't have to carry them around every day. So the thing about a locker room was, in for our science events, we had a few science fairs at school. For our science events, what we did was he plastered, not plastered, he kind of plastered sheets onto the locker room doors so they weren't clear anymore. They covered up everything inside, and we're like, yeah, sure, you know what? Let's hide me in there. Let's hide Soba in there. Oh my god. I hid in that area for the entire class. And like, we were so careful. And like, after class end, we were so careful about getting out. About like we walked out and whatnot. But our class teacher, let's call her Miss Rue. Miss Rue, he somehow saw me, and basically I skipped only geography class straight. Hey, Miss Rue, she somehow saw me and she was like, "Soba, fix your dress." And then Miss Mary, she was like, "Oh my God, what do you mean fix your dress? She's absent today." And then Miss Rue exposed me, saying that I wasn't absent. So I went downstairs. I was telling my friends how, oh my god, I must just skip class. And then lo and behold, I saw Miss Mary. My heart stopped. It was like somebody shot a bullet at me. But you know what was worse? Right after that, she said, "Come on, let's go to the principal's office." Now, if you didn't know, our principal, he's high key a bitch. He's high key a bitch. Like he's way stricter than any other teacher in the entire school, and like it's just so annoying. Yeah, so I had to go with the principal, but before we went to the principal, we went to the admin. The admin, she's kind of like the vice principal, but we call her the admin. So we went to her, and I was hoping it would end there, but no, we had to go to his office. Oh my god, the shit I had to hear. And like, I couldn't just say, oh yeah, I want to skip class. Saying that would get me in a lot of trouble, would get my parents contacted, and if they contacted my parents, I'm just cooked. I was absolutely cooked. So, you know what I did? I, as a woman, I pulled up the most logical excuse ever. I got my period and I was stuck in the washroom. You know, that would have been a solid excuse if it weren't for my bag. My bag was nowhere to be found, and like I feel like they didn't believe it, but whatever. Honestly, you know what I should have done? I should have said, no, I left my bag outside, and then And like I could have left the rest to my friends, but no, I decided to work my way through it myself. Yeah, so that happened, and the principal threatened to send me to the hospital because I was and like that was scary as shit because I wasn't actually on my period. So like, oh my goodness, like heart attack level shit. But then I managed to escape that somehow by telling half lies and half truths. And then after that incident ended, I, c- my heart started racing every single time we went past that hospital mentioned. Basically, that hospital, it's like on the way to school, and like I go, I would you would expect someone to usually take another route if they don't like the hospital, right? Yeah, I couldn't because I go with the bus. So the bus it went past the hospital, and like I would get a mini heart attack every time I saw it.